This is Farm Talk on Full Stroke Media. From the fields, farms, and rural communities that keep America moving. Hosted by Amy, one of the founders of the Veterans and Young Farmers Alliance. Protecting American farming, family farms, and the good Lord's lands for future generations to come. Powered by Full Stroke Media.
Welcome back to Farm Talk. I'm Amy with Veterans and Young Farmers Alliance. In part one, we talked about why starting a farm costs so much more than simply buying land. Now I want to talk about what comes next. How do you actually make it happen? Because wanting to farm is one thing. Being prepared to run a farm is another. Let's start with financing. A beginning farmer may need money for the land. They also may need money to get the operation running. That means a lender needs to understand the plan. What are you going to produce? How are you going to sell it? What will it cost? And how will the farm make enough money to support itself? Those are basic questions, but they're important ones because farming is a business, and a good business plan isn't just something that you create because a lender asks for it. It should help you understand whether your idea can actually work. This is where I think we need to change the way that we talk about agricultural experience. Someone can have years of hands-on farming experience and still need help with the business side. That's not a failure, it's normal. Farming involves a lot of different skills, and nobody knows everything. That's why education and mentorship matter. That's also why VYFA created our Workshop Training Academy. We're trying to help people build the knowledge they need before they take on the responsibility of operating a farm. Not just production, but planning, management, finances, risk, records, and long-term strategy, because getting onto the land is only the beginning. Now, there are agricultural financing programs that can help eligible farmers. The USDA and Farm Service Agency, or FSA, have programs specifically designed to support agricultural producers. But these programs aren't a guarantee. You still have to qualify, you still have to provide documentation, and you still have to show that you're prepared to manage the operation. That last part is important because sometimes the person who wants to farm has the ability, but doesn't have the paperwork to clearly demonstrate it, and that's a problem we need to address. Think about someone who has spent years working around agriculture. They know how to handle livestock. They know the equipment. They understand the work. But maybe they were never told to keep records of everything they learned. Maybe nobody ever gave them a certificate showing that they learned it. Maybe they weren't thinking about proving their experience to a lender 10 years down the road. They were just busy working. That's real life. And that's one of the reasons VYFA believes experience should be taken seriously. We need ways to help people document what they actually know and can do. Not invent experience, not exaggerate experience, document it. And that's an important difference. The same thing applies to veterans and young farmers. Veterans may bring leadership and management experience. Young farmers may bring education, technology skills, and years of hands-on work. But everyone still needs the opportunity to turn those skills into a viable agricultural operation. That's where preparation comes in. And preparation doesn't guarantee success. It doesn't guarantee a loan, but it can put someone in a much stronger position when an opportunity comes along. And that's really what VYFA is trying to accomplish. We're not promising people a farm. We're not promising loan approval. We're not promising that farming is going to be easy. We're saying, let's help people get ready. Let's help them understand the business. Let's help them organize their experience and build a plan. Let's help them understand their numbers and find mentors. And let's help them understand the resources that are available. Because sometimes the differences between an opportunity and a missed opportunity is simply being prepared when the opportunity appears. And I think that's something we need to remember when we talk about the future of agriculture. There are lots of things that we can't control. We can't control the price of farmland. We can't control the weather or the markets, but we can control how prepared we are. We can learn, we can plan, we can ask questions, we can build experience, and we can make sure that experience doesn't disappear simply because nobody documented it. That's something every beginning farmer can start doing right now. So let's go back to the original question. The land is there. Why can't farmers afford it? Because buying land is only one piece of starting a farm. The real challenge is building an operation that can support itself. And that's why we need more than land. We need preparation, education, financing, and mentorship. And we need pathways that help people move from experience to opportunity. But I don't want to end this episode by telling you that the situation is hopeless, because it isn't. It's difficult. But difficult doesn't mean impossible. There are people entering agriculture. There are young farmers building businesses. There are veterans pursuing agriculture. There are landowners looking for the next generation. And there are programs and organizations trying to connect those pieces. We just need to do a better job bringing them together. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I want to farm, don't let the size of the challenge stop you, but don't ignore the challenges either. Learn, prepare, ask questions, build your experience, document what you know, understand your finances, and build a plan. Because the goal isn't simply to get onto the land, the goal is to stay there. I'm Amy with the Veterans and Young Farmers Alliance. This is Farm Talk, and remember, America doesn't just need people who want to farm. America needs people who are prepared to farm, and they deserve a real opportunity to get there. We'll see you next time.
Rural communities that keep America moving. Hosted by Amy, one of the founders of the Veterans and Young Farmers Alliance. Protecting American farming, family farms, and the good Lord's lands for future generations to come. Powered by Full Stroke Media.